I gotta put my face on.
You're the main. No, she's gonna put her face on. She was coming with her face on. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Francis and I am so happy to be with you guys here today. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Francis and this is my girlfriend, Zimmervi.
Hi everyone.
Her channel is down there. And today we are gonna be watching the first episode of Star Wars to the what? Star Wars-a-thon.
Yeah, Star Wars-a-thon. The Phantom Menace.
So let's get right to it. I wish I could film her reactions because she's never watched it. But my phone stops recording at 20-something minutes every time, so we didn't want to do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna record the introduction just like this. And then we're going to record her reactions and her conclusions and her theories and every crazy thing that she's going to say after. We will see you in a bit. Later. To what?
What are you doing?
Let me know all your theories.
Tell you what.
Tell me your theories. Okay, guys, just so you know, she's featuring this video. And this is Zimmervi. If you want to check out her videos, there's a link right down there. And that's Crystal, but she doesn't have a YouTube channel.
No, you know why? Because she's Darth Vader.
Oh right. She get a helmet for her. Let's get back on topic.
Oh, no.
And you're gonna tell me. Get in there.
Please do me a favor and edit this all out.
No.
You're not going to, are you?
No.
I hate you. No,
This part is part of our relationship.
It's such a lie.
We never erase anything in our relationship.
That's so mushy.
It's not mushy, it's true.
It's funny how she doesn't care a bit about me.
And we decided that because my girlfriend here, Zimmervi, whose channel again, if you haven't watched the before footage, it is down there in the description. She's a singer. You have it. She plays the Sims. I don't know what that is.
You've been living under a rock for the past I don't know how many years.
Hey, don't insult my viewers. I'm joking.
I'm just being shady.
I'm joking. And so we decided that because my girlfriend here has been living under a rock and she hasn't watched Star Wars.
Okay. Full disclosure.
I had to.
Full disclosure. He doesn't want me shading you, but he shades me.
I had to.
I know. The thing is, it's not like I haven't ever watched Star Wars. I even watched one of the movies on the movies, like on the cinema.
But you have only watched one.
I have watched like snippets of movies, and I'm a huge fan of The Big Bang Theory. And lately, I've been rewatching the series. Like I put it on Netflix while I'm just doing things around the house. So I just constantly listen to these references to Star Wars. And we were just talking yesterday, and I was saying, since we're planning on doing something, I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year. I don't want to reveal what it is just yet. I'll leave that to him.
I wonder if we should start to chant.
In any case, we decided that since there's already something that we have planned, either for later this year or beginning the next year, this would be another fun challenge to do, which is to watch the Star Wars movies and
while filming her.
And see if I actually understand it. I have been doing research for like the past 15 minutes or 20 minutes on my phone.
Hey, well, yeah, let's listen to your theories. That was the whole purpose.
Okay. First thing, it's really confusing that they started releasing the movies from episode 4, 5, and 6, and then they go to 1. First of all, that's really weird. And I remember like snippets of movies from like, it's one of the first, not from the original, but from the prequel trilogy. See, this is very confusing. And I remember seeing Anakin, and it's Obi-Wan, right?
There's a lot.
The guy with the long hair and the beard. Isn't that Obi-Wan?
No.
Who is that?
That's Obi-Wan's master.
I was like, okay, so if the original is with Luke, The prequel is with his father, Anakin, and the sequel is with Luke's nephew, Kylo Ren. When Darth Vader comes, he says, "Luke, I am your father." So I was like, okay, so there's
this was
one
the
of...
wait. This was the best part. This was the best conclusion she has reached to ever.
So the thing is...
Listen to it. Listen. Crank up your volume and listen to this.
Okay.
Crystal's getting scared. She's like, oh my god, what's happening?
She's Darth Vader. Okay.
She's gonna find out.
Look, I'm your father.
She's gonna...
Okay, so the thing is, if in that one movie, I don't know, I think it's episode 6, I think that was the one I watched in the movie, but guys, I was really young. But the thing is, there's that, like, it's a really famous quote, it's "Luke, I am your father." And then there's only there's only two options here. If Anakin is Luke's father, supposedly, either Anakin is Darth Vader. Wait, Anakin was a Jedi, right? So he was a rebel fighting against the Empire? Okay, so either Anakin went from the light side of the Force to the dark side of the Force, from the Rebel Alliance to the Empire. I think I'm not mixing things up. Either Anakin is Darth Vader by some stupid unbeknownst, oh my god, I'm scaring Crystal, unbeknownst reason, or Padma, who is Luke and Leia's mother, right? Tricked everyone and she had sex with Darth Vader instead. And I won't know anything until I start watching the damn movies.
So I can even release like each episode. Watching Star Wars with my girlfriend episode 1 to 6.
Oh, that's so funny! You should put the Star Wars music in the background, like that song where like the credits are not the credits, where they're telling the story.
Wait, I should edit a Jedi cape into you.
And the lightsaber. Horse.
Wait. Even a better idea. Let's make this into a tag. And if you guys or girls out there have a boyfriend or girlfriend who hasn't watched Star Wars yet, do this.
Yeah. Go ahead. And see if your other half understands Star Wars.
You don't even need to be on BookTube. Just...
Yeah, go ahead, do it. I'll put it on my Twitter too. Okay, guys, we have the hashtag.
Star Wars at home. I know, genius. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to that shit.
Use your lightsabers and subscribe!
After having watched the full first episode of Star Wars, as promised, Summer V here is gonna give us her thoughts. So begin.
Okay, so overall, the film was rather enjoyable. I know it's not the favorite movie of this whole franchise. I think it's like one of the most hated one. Yeah. I'm going to go against the popular opinion. I think Jar Jar Binks was rather funny. I know like a lot of people consider him like this useless character. And I mean, yeah, in some occasions he really is. Like right at the beginning, he's no guide. He's like no help. Obi-Wan and the other guy whose name I kept forgetting throughout the movie. Like they pretty much navigated themselves like through the ocean or river or whatever, the swamp. They went through the core of the planet. We didn't even see that happening. They entered like this like between these two rocks at the end bottom of the ocean, sea, river, whatever, and then just here we are in Naboo.
Yeah.
Like
hey,
yeah. So there were some plot holes. I mean, in that sense. I mean, there was nothing like left to explain in the beginning. I thought there were too many characters, and I was like lost. I didn't know who was who. There are a few things I suspected from the beginning because I knew that Natalie Portman was this character called Padme, whom I mistakenly called Padma. Sorry about that, you guys. But then she was Queen Amidala, and I was like, wait. And then he had like, okay, I gotta explain. She is Queen, but she's also Padme. I'm like, okay, that's too much information.
But you were assuming that before. She was like, okay, this makes no sense. Is that a decoy? And I was like, oh god, okay, she's onto it.
I was onto it. But overall, the film was enjoyable. I found the racing scene with Anakin, extremely long. Like halfway through it,
started
I was
falling
bored.
asleep.
Halfway through it, I was really bored. I was like, this race is taking way too long. And then, I mean, I know, like, Anakin's blood has, like, all this force, like, even, like, bigger than Master Yoda. But, okay, his, like, part of his ship, like, detaches from the other end in the middle of the race. And he's just like, okay, I have this, like, metal stick, like Commander. I'm just gonna put it there, and, I magically repaired my ship while I was riding it. He takes,
Three times, yeah.
he takes, like, a ship at like the endish part of the movie when Obi-Wan told him to stay, and he's like, oh no, Obi-Wan told me to stay, R2, so I'm gonna stay inside the ship. And he just keeps on fighting. He himself destroys like the main ship of the Federation with like 1 or 2 shots, and it's like, okay. I mean, because he's a kid. I mean, I know he's supposed to be like, you know, has more force than Master Yoda, but still, But overall, the characters were enjoyable. Funniest thing when Jar Jar Binks was made a general, because that would so be me in real life. But I really liked the whole setting of the movie, like all of the sets, and I liked how vibrant the colors were, especially in Naboo. Like whenever we had like green areas, or like really green areas and really bright blue sky, and I really liked that. I loved all of the Queen's outfits; they were really out there. It really makes her stand out. I just don't understand why did she change so many times clothing. And I know sometimes it was a decoy, sometimes it was really her, but too many unnecessary clothes changing in there. At this point, I'm wondering if Palpatine is good or not. Because I'm remembering something from the Big Bang Theory that I mentioned to you. I think it's Sheldon that says something like, you're the Vader to my Palpatine. So I'm like, probably Palpatine is good, but I don't remember what that reference was. But overall, this movie was very enjoyable. I really liked the sets. I enjoyed the music quite thoroughly. The only thing that maybe was a little bit too much for me was like too much information. Like right at the beginning, there's so many characters I was kind of lost. If I didn't have a notion of like the Jedi's and the like the Force and so on and so forth, I would have been a little bit lost.
She means if she hadn't been reading the whole freaking story.
I didn't read the whole freaking story. The only things I know is that we have the prequel, the original, and the sequel. Oh yeah, and I already know who Darth Vader is. That's right. But apparently everyone knows that, so now I feel dumb because I didn't know.
You did fine.
But yeah, overall I liked it. We did like stop a lot of times during the day because there's a crystal to play with.
Yeah, and dogs barking and stuff.
Oh yeah. But overall, I'm really excited to continue watching the other movies. I didn't find it boring at all, except for that whole racing scene. And I actually asked him something during the movie. He did not like explain it to me, but I know that there's something with Jabba the Hutt. And right at the beginning, when they're going to Tatooine, this is something like, oh, this is controlled by the Hutt. And I'm like, wait. And then during the race, this character appears, and I'm like, is that Jabba the Hutt? But I'm not sure. I think Jabba the Hutt is like a bigger thing. I remember seeing him at Madame Tussauds. That small one that appeared?
He's not small. He just appeared to be smaller.
There was a human next to him, and he looked small compared to him.
You'll see later.
But yeah, in any case, I know that like there's something with him and Princess Leia and her in a very interesting bikini. So that's gotta be in the original movies. Oh, you'll see. You'll see.
I don't find her interesting at all. So.
But yeah, those are, I think, all my thoughts on the movie.
Okay, so I guess we'll be here waiting for her thoughts on the second one.
Lightsaber!
This one is done.
Yeah.
We had fun.
I had fun. I liked it.
Thank you so much for watching us both. And do not forget to lightsaber that subscribe button. Just you know, cut right through it.
Ow!
And then it can't be fixed, so you can't unsubscribe.
Just gotta lightsaber it.
And hit the like button.
Content.
Hit the comments right down there if you want to leave any suggestions, and we will see you at the next video.
Don't forget to enter the Star Wars-a-thon.
Yes, enter it. It's fun. Bye. Ah.